Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Home of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill, 97.3 ESPN, WENJ, WENJ HD, Millville, Atlantic City.
The following program is paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schweim. The opinions expressed are not those of Town Square Media or station advertisers.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schweim.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Let me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schweim.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome into the locker room with Billy Schweim and my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds is with me here in the studio on the 27th of April. And the draft is complete. The Phillies get a win. And we got a lot to talk about today, Danny Ryan.
Finally, there's bats. I mean, it's like they remembered how to hit for once.
You know why? Because everybody was like, "Wow, Bill, man, you went off the hook yesterday. You were really upset. You guys thought I was going to have a heart attack."
Yeah.
But my energy propelled the Phillies to a victory.
Well, I will say, at one point, you were getting mad, which is nothing new here in the locker room, obviously. That's your shtick at times.
We're in the locker room,
but at a certain point, you looked at me, and I saw a certain crazy in your eyes. And I'm like, wow, this team is 26 games in, and they're playing 500 ball. I don't know if Billy's going to make the full 162.
You know why, Leedsy? I was pissed. I was very upset because they lost, 5-6 games in a row? They looked listless. They had no fight, no energy, no leadership. They looked like a deer in headlights. It wasn't a good look for that team.
Yeah,
I was pissed off.
You hit the nail on the head there. They just had no energy, it appears.
Yes.
I mean, 5-game losing streak. You got swept by the Mets. I mean,
First game against the Cubs, you just absolutely lay an egg out there.
You know what's worse? I got Mr. Met texting me like all these emojis and images, the Mets and with the broom and everything. I got to put up with this stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like you said, they looked lifeless out there for that whole losing streak. I mean, because even at times, like the past couple seasons when they would lose games, at least it was like they were fun. Right. Like they were fun to watch.
Right.
I enjoyed watching them, even if they came up short. It was
painful to watch them the last 5 games.
Yeah.
With the exclusion of yesterday.
Yeah, yesterday was a nice, return to form from what we expect from this Phillies team, with the roster they have. But yeah, I mean, I get why you were angry. I kind of wish I was here to see that. Seeing
I was
red.
really upset. And you know what? So yesterday, I was so upset. I said, you know what? I'm staying at my brother's house. We're going to go to Bayfest. And I ran into a lot of people at Bayfest. We were at Caroline's. We saw the Turtleheads playing, Red Toner, Billy McGonigal. We saw Tara, Jimmy Scioli, Devin. All the guys at Anna. But I ran into a fella. His father, he came up to me and said, "Hey, Billy Schweim, I got to tell you, man, I really love your show." He goes, "But my father used to listen to you every single weekend for a long, long time." And I'm approaching 10 years on May 10th, by the way. I'll start my 10th year here at ESPN. But he says, my father passed away in January. And I just that was really meant a lot to me. Like he came up to me and he said that his father really loved listening to the show and he lost him. And I said, I want to give him a shout out to Mac Inacio.
Well, it's awesome to see the impact
cool.
that you have on certain people's lives doing this for a while. I mean, people tune in. And they're used to this show being on every single Saturday and Sunday, same time, same day, and
clockwork, baby.
You become a staple in a lot of people's households and car radios. So.
We get a lot of car traffic. A lot of people I talk to, they said, "Yeah, I'm listening in the car or I'm at work," and we love that. We appreciate the people listening and. And that meant a lot. I want to thank him for coming up and saying that. And we want to, send our regards, our condolences that you lost your father, Mac, in Osseo. But, we got sports to talk about today. And we got a great show lined up. Tommy Greene will be on. Now, Tommy Greene, he's going to walk me off the ledge.
Oh, I'm gonna air you out from yesterday.
You know what I'm going to say to him, Tommy? I needed you yesterday. Where were you? You needed to, I was so enraged yesterday.
He's your therapist on dial when it
Yeah.
comes to the Phillies.
Because you know why, Danny? You got all these baseball lifers, Leedsy. They're all, it's only April. It's April 27th. Just take it easy. It's a long season. It's a marathon. And I get that. But when you see the team coming out that is lifeless, no leadership, no fight. Like, did you see the Montreal Canadiens and the Washington Capitals?
Yeah.
Did you see that fight the other
Yeah,
day?
you told me all about it yesterday.
Did you see James Harden last night?
Yeah, that was crazy.
Did you see that? Like, that's fight. You want to see that. Now, I know they're playoffs, and this is regular season. But you got it when things are going bad. I think somebody has to, they're too business-like. That's what I'm going to ask Tommy Greene. They appear Leeds like they're too business-like.
Yeah.
Remember, it is a game, right?
Yeah, we're supposed to have fun, and that's, again, what's missing from what we've seen the past few years. This team has always had fun, and I don't know if part of it is, things that people were upset about, they need to stop the daycare stuff, they need to grow up, they need to stop throwing water on each other after games,
Right.
Maybe things like that. That's what was helped keeping that energy and keeping the fun in the game.
No, I like that. When Brandon Marsh, he's hitting 091 or whatever he's hitting, right? I'll pull that up right now.
I want to get into him a little bit too when we get the chance.
Let me pull that up right now.
It's been a struggle.
And ask Leedsy because, I'll do it right now. Why you pull that up?
He's batting 095. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's brutal. The Phillies aren't much better with runners in scoring position until yesterday, but Brandon Marsh obviously was not, tearing the cover off the ball to start the season. He gets hurt, goes down to Lehigh Valley. Really is not having that much success in Lehigh Valley either. I mean, it's looking bad for him. And now, Kepler gets going the past week or so, hits a home run yesterday. I think he had 2 RBIs, a little bloop single to score Schwarber. Rojas is tearing the cover off the ball as of late. You got Justin Crawford in the shadows right now. Leeds, is it crazy to say that Brandon Marsh might lose his job by the time? I mean, he's going to get a shot. We all know that. But by the time, mid-June rolls around, is it crazy to think they're going to be shopping him and he's lost his job on the Phillies?
I don't think that's crazy at all to say, especially like you mentioned, Johan Rojas has been just absolutely consistent hitting the ball, which we never really thought we were going to get from him.
Right.
We never thought we were going to get that from Johan
we
Rojas.
would be happy with 250 out of him.
Yeah, that's that would be perfect.
And he's bunting the ball from time to time. He's getting the bunts down.
His defense has still been pretty good.
His defense is always stellar.
And granted, short sample size. I mean, obviously you saw the average is now down to 289. It was like 353 last week. So, when he starts to struggle, that average is going to really deflate. But if he starts to produce with the speed and defense he has, and then Crawford comes up, because he will come up. He's doing great in AAA. He slowed down a little bit, but he's going to come up at some point this season. You can have 2 guys that have A-plus speed, A-plus defense out there, and hit for better contact than Brandon Marsh. Why would you keep Brandon Marsh?
Yeah, I think it's more likely that Marsh loses his job.
And I love him.
Yeah, I think he's a cool dude.
So remember I told you guys, and I was going to bring this up earlier, you see Brandon Marsh putting water on his hair and worried about the way he looks and stuff like that. Maybe you should worry a little less about that. And that's where I incorporate, maybe get a haircut or a trim, cut the beard off, do something different to change your fortune. I'm not saying that's going to make him a better baseball player.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that's going to help him hit. But what it will do, if he comes out with a haircut and it's just clean shaven and changes mojo, people will talk about that for a month.
Well, it's superstitions.
And that'll give him another month to distract people from what's really going on. He's batting 095.
Yeah, I mean, it's superstitions. You can try and change something up with your appearance or your routine or whatever, and, that's why he does the water thing. He doesn't like when his hair frizzes up. He likes when it's nice and, wet and whatever for him. It's not getting in his face, I guess. It's not working, I guess. So if you want to go that route and try and change up the routine, so be it. I'll be honest with you, Billy. I just think the guy...
He just doesn't have it.
He was a top prospect for the Angels. We traded Logan O'Hoppe for him. Obviously, that trade didn't pan out. And, there were 2 trades that deadline. You traded Moniak for Syndergaard. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just, at this point, the ship has kind of sailed for me. He's a cool guy. He's great clubhouse vibes. But if he's not producing, he's not producing. And this team needs to win now. So, I'm not just going to keep him around.
So, we'll get into our baseball. We'll really get into depth in baseball in the Phillies when Tommy Greene comes on. We'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, brought to you by Blitz's Market of Ocean City. But right now, guys, I want to get into the draft, man, because full disclosure, I didn't really watch too much of the draft.
Yeah, you let loose yesterday. You had a nice little time.
I had to do something, man.
It's day 3.
But what leads you? What do you give this? What grade do you give the Eagles? Now let me just Jahad Campbell. number 1, Andrew McCuba, Ty Robinson, McWilliams, Shmuel Moden, Drew Kendall, Kyle McCord, Miles Hinton, Cameron Williams, Antoine Ryland. What grade do you give these guys?
I think I would give the draft a B. Borderline B+, because I think, they did what they needed to do. I think
They're
Jahad
not going to
Campbell...
be able to keep all these guys.
No, exactly.
What are we with the cap? We're like $19 million under, I think, which is not a lot of money.
No, it's not. And again, the late round guys I'm not as familiar with, as I'm sure most people aren't. I do really like the first 2 picks they made with Jahad Campbell and Makuba. I think they're both, solid players that kind of fill roles that we need. You get another athletic linebacker to pair with Bond, get a safety that we desperately need after
Kids
the loss
from
of
Timber
CJ.
Creek.
Yeah,
a local kid.
So yeah,
He was
bring
an
him
Eagles
home.
fan. His
Yeah.
mom, you know what, Danny, his mom posted on X. It was a picture of him playing midget football in an Eagles uniform.
Well, that surfaced.
That's so cool.
And then there was a tweet when we drafted Devontae Smith back in 2020, and he's like, "Let's go, we needed him." And everyone was like, "We? Oh, were you an Eagles fan?" And then all the pictures started to surface and everything.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, those 2 guys alone make the draft grade go up, and then everything from there. I like the Ty Robinson pick, the Kyle McCord. I think was good value.
How about that? Listen, that kid's got an arm. He's a big kid. He's got a strong arm, and they got 3 quarterbacks now. 4.
Yeah.
They have
4. I mean,
quarterbacks.
yeah, realistically, one of them won't make the roster, which DTR seems to be the odd man out, but we'll see. But yeah, I would say a B.
Danny, what grade do you give the Eagles?
Me and Andrew are kind of on the same page here. I'd give them a B or a B- at best. There were a few positions that they, kind of had gaping holes at, or not gaping holes, but at least they could improve on that I feel they didn't draft for. First that comes to mind is tight end. We don't know what's going to go on with Dallas Goedert. Right. I thought they were going to draft a young tight end and or trade Dallas Goedert for maybe a throw-in tight end and some picks from another team. I'm curious to see what they do with that because, he's not going to pay Dallas Goedert. The writing's on the wall there. He gets hurt pretty much every season. Not saying the guy can't produce. The guy can flat out play, but if he's only giving you 12 games a year and he's questionable for the playoffs, that's kind of, I think, where Howie and the front office are right now. So I'm still a little confused about that. And then also, they didn't really, not that they are depleted at receiver, but I would have liked to see them add one more just kind of as a depth piece. Didn't see much out of Johnny Wilson last year. Who knows what Aeneas Smith is? Obviously, Dotson, he's not going to be back after next season to decline his 5th-year option. So, but overall, I mean, a solid draft. They drafted a lot of offensive linemen. They're not going to keep all of them, but I mean, I'll tell you what. You get this Miles Hinton guy, 6'7", 323 pounds. I mean,
dude.
Jeff Stoutland is salivating as soon as he sees
Big
that
guys
draft
beat
pick.
up on little guys.
Right.
All right, we got in the second hour. We got our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township.
Cannot speak this morning. It's
Because you went after the chicken or the egg last night.
Yeah, but I'm just tired. I'm not. I was behaving last night.
I had too much last night.
Yeah, you may not be able to say
I
the
was
same.
fired up, man.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a Saturday night. But I did want to throw this by you real quick. I don't know if you knew it's Sunday night baseball tonight between the Phillies and Cubs.
Yeah.
And guess who's on the mound? Just to expose the Phillies and their true colors on national TV. Nola's on the mound.
He's going to win tonight.
They're facing Tyon, which he's not great either, but
he's going to win tonight.
We'll see if these bats show up on prime time.
All right, and by the way, right now going on the Flag Football University. Dave Klemick has the Flag Football University. They're down there with like over 100 kids playing flag football. Nick Earnshaw is doing the play-by-play.
Heck yeah.
Wow. That guy's always busy, man. He's always doing something.
Give a shout-out to the Klemick Flag Football University. They're tuning in. It's a nice day out there. We got 2 hours to talk some sports. Let's get her going. All right, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. Surety is an industry-wide leader with a team of experts that will help you through the entire process, from contract signing to closing for the shortest center city and every place in between. Surety Title is there for you. With over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA, that's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce, financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll talk some Eagles football. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan and intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown at Wrigley Field.
Fly ball well hit right field. It is gone! A solo shot for Harper.
Bryce Harper and the Philadelphia Phillies go head-to-head with Cal Tucker and the Chicago Cubs.
And it is gone! Kyle Tucker.
Listen to Sunday Night Baseball on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 6 p.m.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the Locker Room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the Locker Room sent you.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson & Sons for electrical. They're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Matt Blatt Kia has 3 questions. Do you have a job? Do you want a new car and pay no interest? Do you want to save before high tariffs increase car prices? If you've answered yes, get to Matt Blatt Kia today and put 0 down. Make 0 payments for 90 days and pay 0 interest for 72 months on every clearly marked new Matt Blatt Kia in stock. Take advantage of Matt Blatt Kia's tariff-busting sale. Get up to $5 grand more than Kelley Blue Book fair market value for any trade toward the purchase of any new 2024 Kia. Need or desire an SUV? Brand new Sportage and Sorrento, low 1.9% for 60 months, as well as 0 down or 0 payments until July.
It's gotta be a Matt Blatt Kia.
With approved credit, not all will qualify. Credit may affect down payments. Offers can't be combined. Tradeless miles and dealer recon on new 2024 Kia purchase. Go to mattblattkia.nj.com for complete details or 888-505-6670. Price includes all costs to be paid by consumer, except for licensing, registration, and taxes through KMF. Rebates and incentives to dealer. Expires 5/4/25. Matt Blatt Kia, 6211 Black Horse Pike, Egg Harbor Township.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. We love having the young guys in here. Always cool to get a different perspective. Get off my lawn, Leeds. But you worked at the Eagles Pro Shop yesterday up in Philly. Right?
Yeah, it was a Monster Jam. So it was, it's a long day. It was fun.
Pour all that dirt in the
there's no field.
No
it's just
field,
dirt, like mud, big hills.
Did it rain up there last
Oh
night?
yeah, it was raining off and
so
on
it was
throughout the
muddy?
day. Yeah, I'm sure that dirt got muddy
Muddy
down
was kicking
there.
up, huh?
Yeah, I was working the pit party, and actually, it just hit me. I saw a pretty surprising person walk up near my tent.
Who?
It was none other than Joel Embiid.
No
He was walking
way!
Probably like 10 feet away from
He
him.
went to the Monster Jam?
He was there with his wife and his kid. I think, the kid wanted to go, probably a big monster truck kid.
Now, question for you. He just
Yes.
got surgery. Did he have anything on his knee?
Not that I saw. Now, granted, he was wearing some very casual clothes, just like a hoodie.
Yeah, maybe a brace underneath.
Yeah, it could have been. I mean, he seemed to be in good spirits. No one was really trying to bother him either, I think, because obviously he's out with his family.
Right.
And obviously, I was working, so I couldn't
Schreiner would have gone
talk
up and
to
said,
him.
"Hey, man, can I get an interview?"
Yeah.
But, I was like...
Schreiner don't play.
I'll just say, the one thing, it's insane how tall those guys are in real life.
Isn't it amazing how well they move?
He walked right past me. I thought it felt like a giraffe, just like walking at the zoo.
Like an 18-wheeler, right?
I can't imagine experiencing life from that level, man. It'd be unreal. I'd pay to be, say, 6 foot, 6'1". I can't imagine 7'2", 7'3".
Yeah.
So next week, I will not be in here. It'll be my first weekend, complete weekend that I missed. My daughter
In a decade.
has it. 10 years I have never missed a full weekend. My daughter has cheer competition down in Orlando.
Yep.
The national championship is down there, and they won first place yesterday in Trenton. I want to send out a congratulations to the Crystals at Royal Revolution. But next week, you guys are going to be broadcasting live at the Down and Derby Wine Festival at Cooper River Park. Danny, you'll be back in the studio.
Yeah, I'll be holding it down.
But Josh Henning from Game Night, and then Nikki Earnshaw, of course. Jeffrey Nash from FastLaneHandicapper.com will be there handicapping the race, and we're going to have a jockey, Tony Black,
there we go.
Hall of Fame jockey, who's been in several Kentucky Derbies.
Won't be the same without you, but we'll do a fine job.
You guys did a great job last time, and I appreciate that. And of course, when I come back the following week, we start our 10th year. Is that amazing? It's absolutely amazing.
Do you know the exact date?
Yeah, I started May 9th, 2015.
Wow.
Isn't that unbelievable? It's just like when I thought about it, I'm like, holy moly.
Snuck up on you.
It sure did.
Wow.
Yeah. But, we broadcast live on the X platform and, of course, the YouTube channel. You go to my locker, go to the website, right, Andrew Leeds?
Yep.
He's the purveyor of the website.
It's QB1 over there. Yeah.
QB1.
Yes, sir. Got all the interviews, the photos, photos over the years.
Danny, he keeps it up to date so people can go to my website, thelockerroombillyschwein.com. You see photos of all the cool stuff. You keep the photos up to date. People want to check out the website.
Yeah, you never miss anything the Schweiner's up to. He's a busy guy, so you got to keep up to date on the happenings.
You know what was pretty cool, though? I talked to Joe Randazzo, Dean Randazzo's brother. He was there last night. And you know what? Several people came up to me yesterday. You know what they said, Leedsy and Danny? Nothing could be finer.
I
Did you finish the sentence for him?
How cool was that?
I mean, yeah,
because you guys, we come in here, we're talking in front of the mics, but we're like in a locker room. We're just talking, right?
Yeah, it's water cooler talk.
For people to come up and acknowledge that, I thought that, I don't know, man, I was overwhelmed. It was
Local
cool.
celeb.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm
no,
not a celeb, but
I mean, you know what I mean. But at the end of the day, like it shows that your hard work is paying off and your passion, what you love doing, coming in here every Saturday and Sunday talking sports. People
and you guys make it
They
worthwhile.
appreciate
I want to thank you, Leeds. You've been with me for a little while. Danny, you guys, the youth movement. I love it. I love that aspect of it.
It's our pleasure.
Yeah, man.
That's why we keep
Way to
showing
work.
up every Sunday.
Way to work, boys. And I know I make you laugh when I text Chief this morning, right before he went on air, Craig Berube, the head coach of the Toronto Maple Leafs. Let's say I prodded him.
Yeah, you could say that.
You guys have quite the dynamic in your relationship.
I prodded him, and I said, let's see how long it takes him to text me back. What was it, like 10 seconds?
Yeah, if that, yeah.
Yeah, and for the safety
can't tell you what he said.
of the 97.3 airways, we're not going to discuss what was...
It's not safe for work.
But
let's just say that.
Listen, I haven't watched any NBA playoffs. I've watched the NHL. I've watched the Toronto Maple Leafs. I'm pulling for the Leafs.
Yeah.
I love their unis, Leeds.
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Maple Leafs, they're just one of those classic franchises. It's a shame they haven't had much success in the last, couple decades. But hopefully this year,
they haven't won a
Chief,
playoff series in, I think, 22, 24, 25 years, something like that.
I think that's what it is. Yeah, I mean, it's a team that you want to see, go on. I know it's Canada, not America, but
That's
like,
all right. You know what I told Chief? I said, Chief, could you imagine that he won a Stanley Cup with the Blues? If he wins a Stanley Cup or even gets to the Stanley Cup for the Toronto Maple Leafs, he'll be able to walk on water in Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto and St. Louis. I mean, man.
Yeah.
He's building quite the legacy for himself, and it does look like it's their year. I know they had a tough loss last night in overtime. They had a 4-minute power play, weren't able to capitalize. But hey, that was kind of the first blunder they really had the entire series. So
let's talk a little Eagles draft real quick before we bring up Tommy Greene. I like what they did. I really do. But it remains to be seen, who the cream rises to the top with Campbell, Jahad Campbell.
Yeah.
We don't because he's playing with he played last year with a
shoulder injury.
Yeah. How much will that affect him, Leezy?
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen, it is something that could hamper him, coming right out the gate and, playing right away. But that's the thing. When you have a team and a defense that's as stacked as this Eagles roster is, I think you can afford to draft a guy like that, especially a guy who most people had as a top 10, 15 prospect in the draft. So it is something where, you'd like to see him get in there sooner rather than later, especially because Nakobe Dean's probably going to miss some time.
Right.
So that's what that pick said to me is like they
said I was watching NBC Sports Philly, I guess it was, and they said that it has nothing to do with Nakobe Dean's injuries or his play or lack, But guess what it is?
Yeah. Yes.
I don't care what they say.
They have to say that, Nakobe's coming up for a contract as well, and I don't think they're going to want to pay him with how injury-prone he is. And they already paid Zach
The
Bond.
best ability is
availability. At the same time, too, this team very rarely pays linebackers the way they paid Zach Bond, so I doubt they would lock up 2 linebackers. They're probably just going to keep redrafting or signing veterans for cheap in free agency. And unfortunately, I love Nakobe. He's a talented guy, but again, the best ability is availability. You
Remember
can't
that
stay on the field.
interception he had?
Against the Giants.
Oh, that was
big.
That was huge.
Hey, all right. So Andrew Makuba, am I saying that right?
I believe so.
Right.
Makuba.
He's a big kid. He's got some size to him.
Yeah.
And they lost
CJ Gardner-Johnson.
CJGJ.
Yeah, which I'm still not happy about that move. I get, if he wanted more money and they just couldn't do that, I get it. But Makuba, I do like to fill in. I mean, he's not the most athletic guy. I know his coverage sometimes had been called into question, but
I don't know why I don't know why they let him go. There's got to be something else we're not seeing.
I think it's
just the locker room stuff, maybe.
I don't know, because everyone in that locker room seemed to view him as a leader and seemed to really appreciate what he brought to that team.
You know what? And that's what he just made a good point. He's a leader. We're talking about the Phillies have no they have no energy. They have no one person, 2 people that are
that brings the edge.
That brings the edge.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
He was like Brandon Graham. He got the guys fired up.
Right.
Why can't we see that with the Phillies?
I mean, yeah, it's weird. I mean, was Garrett Stubbs that guy the whole time? And then
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. But he's the one thing that's different about this team that I don't know. I don't think it actually is Garrett Stubbs is the reason, but it is strange.
My thing is
the vibes have fallen apart.
We're gonna ask Tommy Greene, man. That's for sure.
And my thing is, it's this team is full of veterans, and what are veterans going to do? They're going to keep it even keel. They're not going to get too high.
You know what? I know Chief Talk and Proper and Mellon, he always said the same thing to me. Schweiner, keep it even keel. Don't get too excited. Don't get too low. I can't. You gotta have fire.
Well, that's not your job. That's not your job to keep it even keel. You're supposed to come on here. You're supposed to react to what you see, and that's what you do. But at the end of the day, those guys, it's their lives, it's their profession. So they have to keep it even keel, and it makes sense through a long season. So you're not going to see much fire out of them until they really start scuffling and fall under 500.
Danny, do you realize that the wild card team's coming out of the West?
Yeah.
So they got to win the division. They ain't getting in.
Yeah, if that division continues the way it is, I mean,
the Giants. Do you realize, Andrew, the Giants are in first place right now?
Yeah.
Behind the Dodgers and the Padres.
And they're not even clicking on all cylinders.
No!
Their big offseason acquisition, Willie Adames, isn't hitting that well. The Diamondbacks last night, they had Eugenio Suarez hit for 4 home runs. First player to do that since, I think, in one game.
Right.
First player to do that, I think, since 2017. So
really?
Yeah, they got a lot of talent in that West. It's definitely going to be tough.
I'm telling you, man, I know I said yesterday, Leedsy, it's getting late early. Again, I said it last year. Actually, they played well in the beginning of the season last year.
Yeah, they had a hot start.
Yeah. But I'm still you gotta have some fire, some passion. I don't care if it's April or not.
Listen, how the bats woke up yesterday is just enough fire for me. If
but
they
it's
translate to the
famine
field
with this team.
I know it is. It's like like I said at the top of the show, they learned how to hit out of nowhere.
This is what happened in the playoffs.
Yeah, they just flame out eventually, and it's not sustainable ultimately to play this way. Now, hopefully, that was a sign of the times. They could get a bit more consistent, having a blowout performance like that yesterday. But what this team has shown, it's they haven't showed me anything this year that says that's going to happen.
Well, we're going to talk to Tommy Greene on the other side, and we're going to get his. He's going to talk me off the ledge, and he's going to yell. He's going to laugh at me a little bit, but I can't help it.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. Listen, there's big expectations for this team. It seems like the window's closing, time is running out. So I understand your frustration. It's just, Past couple seasons, we talked about it, when they went deep in the playoffs, they didn't necessarily have the greatest of starts. So just because they're not starting good, and Tommy, I'm sure will tell you this, doesn't mean they're not going to finish well.
And I get that.
But we are scarred from the past couple seasons, so I understand where you're coming from.
All right, first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900 or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office, 609-399-1227. Now, I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. We love it there, boy. The meatball trios that dive for. But La Scala's opened 2 summers ago now to rave reviews at your home away from home for a large selection of Italian-American and seafood favorites, just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza and their daily specials. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll recap all of the Eagles' picks in the NFL draft, plus the Phillies weekend out in Chicago. We'll take a look at all of the stuff, Mike McGarry, football at 4, all that and more. It's all on a big Monday edition of the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again, again and again. Call and again, again and again.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hi, this is Billy Schwein from The Locker Room. Pro Image Sports is proud to announce the opening of their brand new Ocean City Boardwalk store, located between 8th and 9th Street. They carry a huge selection of men's, women's, and kids' jerseys, clothing, headwear, and novelties for brands like Nike, New Era, Mitchell & Ness, and 47 brand. If you're looking for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, or Sixers gear, or your favorite national team, Pro Image Sports has it all. For more information, stop by today or follow them online at fantreasures.com or on Instagram at ProImageOC. Tell them The Locker Room sent you.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-822-1598. 800-822-1598. 800-822-1598.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use at Provenza Restaurant and Event Center on Wellington Avenue in Ventnor for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at seizethedeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to seizethedeal.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds on a Sunday, the 27th of April. And, of course, the Philadelphia Phillies get a big win last night. But I'm still worried, but I'm gonna get some therapy right now. So every Sunday during the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the Locker Room. Get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the Locker Room our good buddy, former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene. Good morning to you, Greene.
Good morning, Billy. Good to hear your voice, my friend.
Well, I got to tell you, man, I met a good friend of yours the other day, Jeffrey Steigerwalt.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
He texted. We were with the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine event at the Chickies and Pete's. And it's a networking thing, and he asked me what I did, and I said I'm on the radio at ESPN, and I have a show, and I said, every Sunday we do a thing throughout the baseball season with Tommy Greene called On the Mound. He goes, Tommy Greene, that's my buddy, and he texts you that day.
Oh yeah, we do stuff. They got a big tournament coming up in Hershey. It's the Mid-Penn Bank Classic they have. It's a great cause for breast cancer. So. It's a very good event. That's where I met Jeff at, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
And looking forward to it again, man. It's a great event, and they're good dudes, good people out there, man.
Yeah, and you know what I said to him? I said, I golf with Tommy. I said, here's one dude that takes his golf serious. It's Tommy Greene. He goes, oh, don't I know?
Well, I challenge myself.
That's right.
It's not that I take it serious to me. A lot of people go out in scrambles, and it's a party fest, and I'm like, we party afterwards,
You're all business. I know that. All right, Tommy, full disclosure, I lost it yesterday. 5-game losing streak, but no, I want you to talk me off the ledge. But Tommy, no, because you know what? You're a former player. You played with that '93 team. They had fire. They had life. You had leaders that showed emotion. This team is, I don't know. There's something missing. There's a lack of enthusiasm. They look like a deer in headlights. They look listless. They look like there's. You know what it is, Tommy? It looks like they're just all business. Like, you gotta have fun. It's a game.
You got to have fun. That's correct, and that's something we did. But we also went through our stretches during the course of the season where we struggled, and things got iffy there at the end. You know what I mean? For us that year, even though we were leading, we led from start to finish, but it got a little. People were questioning us.
But Tommy, I know.
It happens, Billy. It happens. Yeah. Do they need to play better ball? Yeah. And now, what's going to be the miracle cure? You can't replace the whole team.
No, I know that, Tommy, but you know what?
Everybody wasn't knocking in runs. Nobody was knocking in runs with runners in scoring position. That's the whole team.
Tommy.
Tommy,
John Crook said on the broadcast that you guys were in Chicago and Dave Hollins crushed the toilet. He destroyed a toilet at Wrigley Field. Like, I want to see a Gatorade jug get thrown or something.
Well, you don't need to do all that. You don't need to see all that, Billy. That was Dave's way. That was Dave's way of getting his frustrations out with the way he was playing, the way he was doing. And that's what he did. You learned to stay away from Dave Hollins. So everybody has their things they're doing. Do they need to play better ball? Yeah, and I think in a way Harper sort of addressed it a little bit. tell them everybody's guilty. We need to play better. We need to do better.
Yeah, but it's one thing saying it, Tommy. One thing saying it, but I just think they're too businesslike. I think they need somebody to knock the Gatorade jug over or break do a Bo Jackson, break the bat over his knee or something. So show a little life.
Well, why do you need to see it? They might be doing that somebody might be doing that behind the scenes, because I know we were, I know I was talking, you don't show that. You don't show the other opposition that they're getting to you. Right. Now it's all about, look at me, look what I'm doing, look at the production and all that crap, and that's what you want to see. It's up to us, and see, I'm not geared that way, and I think the game, when you start scuffling, hey, you got to go within yourself a little bit and reinforce the positives, learn from the negatives and push them aside. And that's what you heard, like Schwarber say yesterday after the game they won yesterday. They know they're not pushing in runners. When they're getting runners on, but they're not pushing them in. So they're not coming up with the big hit to start that train going down the track like that. So, and they know that, so it's the time when it starts coming in. They just got to figure out a way to do it. And hopefully they can get it going like that. Am I disappointed in the way they're playing? Yeah. But I know this game's a hard game, and you can't live game to game with it. It's a war. It's not.
See what he's doing, Danny and Leeds. You see what he's doing there? He's doing it. He's doing that pro like Chief, Craig Berube, Rick Talk, and they all said it to me. Oh, Schweiner, don't get too excited when things are going great. Don't get too low when things are bad. But Tommy, I know. Here's what you do. You like to go week.
Hey, Billy, I'd hate to be your cardiologist.
But Tommy, you take the Phillies week by week, right? So give me your week-by-week assessment of the last week.
I take it game by game. I like to see good baseball played and don't give away any runs, don't make any errors. I like that type of thing, good fundamental baseball. That's what I like.
All right, well, assess what you're seeing for the Phillies just this last couple games.
Well, I was to see what they did yesterday was a pleasant surprise. I didn't catch the whole game. I was catching bits and pieces. I had another thing I was doing yesterday, the radio show I was doing, and I was away from the house, so I was listening to it on the radio. And, it's good to see him start capitalizing. The big thing, like in the fourth inning, was that they had a break go their way, a bloop that bloops in down the line that Chicago made sort of a mistake on that opened up the floodgates for us to do things. They got to. That could be easily the start of, and that gets the circus, the merry-go-round going in our way. Okay. The key to us, we got to pitch. We got to pitch. I think we're built with the staff we got the pitch, and we got to start getting more consistent in what we're doing there. Luzardo has been a great surprise. Sanchez has been, he's been great too. It's just we got to hope he's healthy. Yeah. Hopefully everything's coming back with him. But Nola's the one right now. He needs to have a good outing. To get that mojo back going, the confidence back going again. Day could be the day, the start of a good thing with him. So it all gears down to that. Billy is them pitching. If they're keeping the status quo, not giving away, making too many mistakes, you're going to make mistakes, but, finish a game when we got to finish it, and you're not giving up the runs to stretch our bullpen out even more and tax it anymore. That's what they got to do. And bottom line, I think just be aggressive on, at the plate, meaning, you see your pitch, you put a good swing on it, but also be aggressive on the base path too. I think we got speed in our lineup. We get a chance to take a base. I think we need to take it to put pressure on the other team a little bit. I think we could do a better job at that. So
I was going to ask you about Aaron Nola. Obviously, a big start tonight for him on Sunday Night Baseball, primetime national television against one of the best offenses in baseball in the Cubs. But you brought up Christopher Sanchez, Tommy, and I want to pick your brain a little bit about that. Obviously, left forearm tightness, left forearm soreness now after that start. He won't make his start this next Tuesday. I'm a little worried, to be honest with you. When you see the forearm tightness, it typically leads to, maybe a UCL injury, and obviously that's a lengthy recovery.
Your tongue.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to dive too much into it and jinx him, but are you concerned at all about Christopher Sanchez? Where do you kind of stand on him and his injury?
Well, all we can go by is what's been said. We don't really know how he's feeling. As long as he gives us the what he gives us is good. That he's making progress is all we can do. You're going to have issues during the course of the year where you tighten your forearms, tight your shoulders. You don't feel good. You know. Now, is it precaution? You know, depends on where it's at. You know, in the forearm, what part of the forearm? You know, forearm is pretty big. Right. Yeah. So, I mean, is it muscular base up here? Or is it more around the joint? You know, I mean, it's different things. So I think, doing the right things. It's early in the season. I'd rather have him for the long haul, during the season than to try to overdo them early just because we're not necessarily playing the type of ball we want to play.
Yeah.
Or capable of playing. So you have to be careful with something like that. And hopefully it's not nothing more serious than it is. I try not to read no more in it because you have little things that pop up during the course of the season you try to get a handle on, and that's what they're trying to do.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's just a minor injury, and obviously if it does end up being a longer recovery time, Ranger Suarez is in the shadows getting ready to come back to the squad. Luzardo has been a very nice surprise, so I think the rotation will be able to hold it down in the meantime.
Well, I think it is. It's all about during a 5-man rotation you have, if you got 3 out of 5 pitching pretty good, you got a chance. I mean, it's win day, sort of when they take the mound. They're giving you a chance to win every time. That's pretty good. That's all you could ask. Right. And then, I mean, as long as you're getting the 3 out of the 5 having, decent starts. It don't have to be great start, but decent start giving you a chance to win. And that's sort of the way what we did during back in the day when we were going like that. Me and Schilling went bad at one time, and the other 3 were rolling. So. I mean, you're still winning. You're still staying above where you need to be. So I mean, and that's what you, and then you get back on track. You go through your little spells like that. So, I mean, that's all you can hope for these guys. And bottom line is stay healthy, not having any big injuries, and getting the guys back we need to get back. Like Suarez is a huge get. If we can get back that way, you're not, to say to speak, you can give time to some guys. That maybe need that extra day, that day down, not day down, but maybe miss a turn that gets them to kick back up and their arm feels better. You know what I mean? So and that's a good thing to have that surplus, a little bit of pitching like that. And then you got in the wings, hopefully during the course of the summer, we get the big boy, from the minor leagues coming up. So Painter's a huge thing, but you can't rush him.
And also, too, I mean, out of nowhere, Mick Abel is a top prospect
Guy's
again.
throwing 97 down in the minors.
He's pitching wonderful.
Well, I hear Billy say, I hear 97. You can shove 97. If you ain't commanding what you do, you might as well be throwing 85. You know what I mean? And that's batting practice.
Tommy always straightens me out, man.
Yeah, good morning, Tommy.
I'm trying to keep you out of the cardiologist. So, I mean, your blood pressure is going to be sky high.
Yeah, it's a hard work to do that.
I'm on blood pressure medicine now because of Billy. He stresses me out.
I mean, with how red his face was getting yesterday, like I told you on the phone before we hopped on the air, I saw a different type of crazy in his eyes yesterday.
I was pissed off.
Good morning, Tommy. So, yeah, moving on from the starting rotation to look into the bullpen. I mean, Jordan Romano has continued to just flat out struggle.
Yeah.
I mean, as of recent outings, let up a couple runs against the Mets the other night. That blew the game. And obviously that 6-run performance against the Marlins.
Kirkering isn't pitching particularly well.
No,
I mean, it goes in cycles a little bit. Nobody's going to be perfect all year. Let's say Lidge, and he had some times where he got picked up, he got hit hard, and it was just right at people. It doesn't matter, but I mean, it's Romano's I think is all about confidence now. And with the injury and stuff he had last year, and he didn't get a chance, and he's got to have some success to build confidence. And either they're going to keep throwing him out there and put him in situations that doesn't really matter. You know what I mean? That's what you got to do. I think build some confidence. Start having a clean inning, which builds confidence. That breeds success. Success breeds confidence. They work hand in hand because just like in New York the other day, it's not he didn't get hit hard. It was like balls were in the right spot. You got to credit hitters putting balls in play too. They're not sitting taking pitches, and not swinging and missing pitches. Because some of the balls they weren't necessarily down the middle. They were on the corners and stuff like that. They like the polar bear hit the one he hit. It was almost a one-handed swing almost out there. He lunged at, but he hit it off the barrel. And, and when it goes, so you got a guy doing that. I mean, sometimes you tip your hat to things, because he's not out there trying to fail. It's just not going his way now. And, it can kind of get in your head a little bit mentally, and you just got to try to try to stay mentally tough, because he's done it before. He's had success to the highest thing in the big leagues, being a closer on a high stress job. He's had the great success. Now he's got to find that confidence again, because you're human, and when you start failing, it can kind of keep you honest a little bit, and you got to go do a self check and a recheck, a reload, and go back to the basics. You know what I mean? So.
That's what I do every Sunday when we have you on. I get all worked up, and then Sunday you calm me down, Tommy. So now I got to recharge my batteries.
Well, I hope so. I want you to stay around longer, Billy.
All right, Tommy. Let's Phillies tonight, national television, big game. Like to see Aaron Nola turn it around and get a big win tonight. That would make us happy. Hopefully
have
he
a
does.
solid outing. Command what he does. And put forth a solid out and keep his team right there, give him a chance to win, because they got some confidence going from yesterday a little bit, and got a little feel good. Win, the win always makes you feel good and breeds a little bit of that confidence again. So,
all right, Tommy Greene, as always, we appreciate you. We thank you for your insight, and enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
Oh, you got it, pal.
There he is, Tommy Greene on the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Every Sunday throughout the baseball season, we go on the mound with former Phillies pitcher Tommy Greene, sponsored by Blitz's Market of Ocean City, located at 21st and Asbury Avenue. Try their famous breakfast sandwiches, hoagies, gourmet burgers, and their vegetarian options. Online ordering is available at blitzesmarkets.com, or give them a call at 609-399-9983. Start your day off with Blitz's freshly squeezed orange juice. Mention the locker room and get $1 off their 12 ounces of liquid sunshine. That's Blitz's Markets. Hey, the first hour of the locker room is powered by Surety Title. Surety provides comprehensive title insurance protection and professional settlement services for home buyers and sellers, real estate agents, brokers, lenders, home builders, developers, and attorneys to facilitate your real estate purchases. From the shore to Center City and every place in between, Surety Title is there for you with over 20 office locations in New Jersey and PA. That's Surety Title. For more information, call my good friend Ron Conklin at 856-988-8900, or give Chris Mooney a call in the Ocean City office at 609-399-1227. Just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. Were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com, or give a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. When we return, we'll wrap up hour number one. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schwein right here on 97.3 ESPN. Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza, the pizza you're gonna love. It's got the freshest taste that you'll find any place. Randazzo's Pizza, there's one right nearby. Right nearby, right nearby. Randazzo's Pizza, Randazzo's Pizza. It's a pizza like you've never had before. Eat it or take it home, no matter where you roam. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Why would you call anyone else besides Randazzo's Pizzeria and Family Restaurant, 34th and Asbury Avenue in Ocean City. Open year-round, 7 days a week, offering free delivery on the whole island and to the beach. Pizza, pasta, salads, entrees, subs, paninis, and wraps. Voted best of the shore. Call 814-1600. 814-1600.
Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find. Randazzo's Pizza, the tastiest you'll find.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Spring into deals and save on seasonal projects at Lowe's. Right now, get 4 select 8-pack annuals for just $10. Plus, get a free 60-volt Toro battery when you purchase a select 60-volt Toro electric mower. Don't miss out on these fresh spring savings. Shop in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/30 while supplies last. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska.
You have the choice, whether it's going out to dinner or ordering takeout at a local restaurant. Those choices help to put money back into your community. And Town Square Media South Jersey puts a spotlight on local restaurants.
Go deep at Jester's Dive Bar in Rio Grande. Jester'sDiveBar.com. Pruventer Restaurant in Ventnor, a Latin American steakhouse with daily specials. Find them on Facebook. The Cheese Board is back in Central Square Linwood with Chef Justin reviving the classic flavors you love.
Thank you for supporting these great local restaurants.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And, of course, if you want, you get yourself a new car. You got to go up to Toms River Volkswagen. The Teos and the Tiguans are all over the place. I see them everywhere. They're sharp cars, Leeds.
Yeah, they look great on the road. I mean, you got your Volkswagen.
We're gonna get you in the one.
Hey, maybe when my my Chevy Malibu fails to hold up any longer,
that's right.
maybe that's the direction I'll go in.
Hey, Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures just opened up a store on the boardwalk. Get up there and tell them the Locker Room sent you. Ask for Johnny DiMaria. That's what we grew up together, and my daughter now imitates me because I talk to her. Johnny DiMaria.
You raised her right. You raised her right. She's not making fun of you. She's not doing it right.
We used to play hours and hours of wiffle ball with me, my brother, Louis Capelli, Johnny DiMaria, all the kids in the neighborhood. And in the football season, we played kill the man with a football in the backyard. Like we were always playing sports. With Johnny DiMaria, and now he's the head of the Pro Image Sports and Fan Treasures. Hey. So it's a great.
I often wonder who you don't know. It's like, who does a Schweimer not have connections with? And I think that's a question we'll never be able to answer.
All right, hour one is in the books, Leeds.
Yeah, flies by as usual.
All right, I got to tell you, guess who we got to talk to next?
Don't tell me.
Mr. Met. You know what he said to me? Here, let me read this. Let me see.
He texted in here too.
Yeah, let me read what he put, because he goes. Let's see, what did he write here?
He texted me on the
He said, trying to cause nothing could be more set than talking sports with Mr. Met. What's he trying to do, upstage the Schweiner?
More like nothing makes me more upset than talking sports with Mr. Met.
Nothing makes us more upset than talking sports with Mr. Met. Take that one, Mr. Met. But you know what? He owns me right now. I can't do anything about it.
Yeah, they swept us. I mean,
they lead the East right now, right?
Yep. All right, hour one is in the books. Hour two is ahead of us. We'll talk to Mr. Met, and then we'll get our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schweim right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Leonard Skinnard, live in concert. Friday, May 30th, 9 p.m., Ovation Hall and Ocean Casino Resort. Celebrating 50 years of Leonard Skinnard. Tickets on sale now at theoceanac.com. Leonard Skinnard.
If a carpet refresh is on your to-do list, now's the time to check it off, because right now you can take advantage of our Buy More, Save More savings. The more you buy, the more you save, up to 15% on select special order carpet purchases. Plus, the Home Depot Home Services can handle the installation for you. All that's left is to enjoy that stunning new carpet and step into softness. The Home Depot, how doers get more done. Offer valid April 17th through May 4th. Receive up to 15% off special select order carpet purchases. Minimum purchase required. Exclusions apply. For licenses, see homedepot.com/license numbers.
Hey, if you have ugly yellow toe fungus, you gotta hear about the secret 2-minute trick that I found for my husband. It works from both the inside and the outside. Thousands of people are using it to get rid of their toe fungus. You can check it out at crystalflush.com. Jake started off with a small spot on his big toe, and then it spread and got really bad. His toes were nasty. It was so embarrassing. He was afraid to take his socks off. He hid his yellow and crumbly toes from everyone. He tried everything to get rid of it. Nothing helped. And then we found crystalflush.com. It was the only thing that worked. In just a few weeks, his toes looked amazing. He's now walking around barefoot again. You guys need to try this. I'm telling you, this stuff is different. It's not sold in stores, but go check it out at crystalflush.com. They'll even let you try it risk-free, so you have nothing to lose. But whatever you do, don't let it get worse. You don't have to live with this anymore. Go check it out now. Just click over to crystalflush.com.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
Why is Bennett Chevrolet the area's most popular dealer? It's simple. Bennett sells new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee prices, not a penny more. Plus, Bennett gives you all the rebates, saving you up to 20% on your new vehicle. And there's more. Bennett's got available 0% financing, saving you even more money. And there's never any hassles, no haggles, just the best prices you can find. Plus, if you're looking for pre-owned, Bennett's giving you a minimum $10,000 for any trade you can bring. Yes, a minimum 10 grand for any vehicle you can get here. And you guessed it, there's no hassles, no haggles, just a minimum 10 grand for any trade. Savings up to 20% on new vehicles, a minimum $10,000 for any trade towards any pre-owned in stock, and there's never any hassles, no haggles, and no negotiating needed with our non-commissioned sales team. They're paid on your satisfaction. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
Shop the Sherwin-Williams 4-day super sale and get 40% off paints and stains April 25th through the 28th. With prices starting at $29.39, it's the perfect time to transform your space with color. Whether you're looking to revamp your bedroom, living room, or home office, we have you covered with bold hues, soothing neutrals, and everything in between. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store. Retail sales only. Some exclusions apply. See store for details.
Home of the Philadelphia Eagles.
They got him again!
Sixers.
Bang! It's good! Ball game!
And Flyers.
Tipped in front of the net!
97.3 ESPN. WENJ. WENJ HD. Millville, Atlantic City. A Town Square media station serving all of South Jersey.
To the locker room.
Vince Papali, welcome to the locker room.
I can smell it already, Billy. What's happening, buddy?
Von Hayes, welcome to the locker room with Billy Schwein.
Yeah, hey, Billy, how you doing out there?
Rich Gannon, welcome to the locker room, Rich.
Thanks, guys. It's great to be with you.
Great Bob McElwee, NFL referee.
Hey, Bill, how you doing?
Craig Berube. Craig, welcome to the locker room.
All right, thanks, Billy.
We have the real Pat Croce in the locker room.
Get me off the bench, Coach.
And now here's your host, Billy Schwein.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein in my locker room, youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds here. Sunday, April 27th. And talking sports, the NFL draft just ended. The Phillies get a win last night. And we just had a Tommy Greene segment. He calms me down, Leedsy. I'm emotional. I get worked up because I live and die with this team, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you want to see some life.
Yeah, you're the definition of a diehard fan, Billy. And I mean,
now, you know, I got to tell you, I have a friend of mine, Mr. Met. He's a good friend of mine. I give him time because I'm a fair guy, but it's tough losing to him. I don't like it.
Let alone getting swept.
Let alone getting swept by the stinking Mets. All right? Now, nothing makes us more upset than talking baseball with Mr. Met. Let's go to the Tom's River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome in Mr. Met. Good morning, Jeff Dowling.
All right, well, let's get this out of the way. Congratulations on your anniversary.
Hey, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. You believe, Jeff? You're the guy that got this started.
Yeah, and you're welcome.
No, I always thank you, except for when you broke up that.
That's awesome.
Except for when you broke up that fight between me and my brother, you knocked me down instead of Bobby.
I saved your life all that day.
Yeah, okay. Yo, you know who really likes watching that on tape? Dave Klemick. He can't get enough of it.
There's a video?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So I'll show it to you.
Oh, you need to show me that video.
Oh, see, because remember Scott has all those video cameras, like for security purposes.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see it's grainy. It's a little foggy.
Oh, I thought somebody whipped out a phone and started recording.
No. It was on right the security cam, right, Jeff?
World Star.
Jeff, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, it's classic TV right there.
All right, Mr. Met. I let you gloat, but Danny Ryan has something he wants to bring to your attention.
Yeah, so former Philly Jason Worth had some wise words to say about your Metropolitans when he was on a podcast a couple days ago, and I posted on my Instagram story yesterday. He said, quote, "If you live in New York, you have a choice. You have an obvious choice. You can either be a fan of one of the most storied franchises, one of the greatest franchises in sports history, or the Mets. I have no respect for people that pick the Mets."
Wow.
Yeah.
So let's just set the tone with that quote right there.
I love it.
I will agree with the first part of that statement. You can't argue with the storied past of the New York Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
So then how'd you become a Mets fan?
Well, my mom and dad were Dodgers and Giants fans.
So when they left,
and when they left, the idea is you don't go to the dark side and start liking the Yankees, even though as great as they are. So when the Mets came on, as horrible as they were, losing 100 games in that first year, I think the Bad News Bears could have beat them.
Well, one thing that the Mets did this year, right, Leedsy? Didn't they? They gave Soto a standing ovation. What are they trying to do? Copycat us down here in Philadelphia?
That was pathetic.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hey, you know what? What is that called? When you imitate someone, it's the greatest
form of flattery.
Form of flattery.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
At least we waited till August to do it, though.
It works. It works.
Wow.
The Met, you guys. Where are you taking me to lunch?
Blitz's.
Oh, okay. I'll take a Blitz's sandwich.
All right, well,
some liquid sunshine.
Yeah, you got to get that 12 ounce of liquid sunshine in you.
That was so good. I've had them. They are. It's like eating an orange.
Yeah, it sparks you up, man.
Mr. Met, all bias aside real quick, give me your honest opinion on the Mets this season. Obviously a hot start at home. They swept the Phillies. They got to Romano in that ninth, even though he wasn't pitching too bad to complete the sweep. And the pitching has really been overachieving.
19-8.
What's your overall assessment?
Well, they did have a couple of pitchers. One went down yesterday. He threw a pitch, and it looked like he was in pain. Injuries is always the factor. They stay safe. They stay safe, and they stay healthy. And they could certainly go to the playoffs. And then when you get to the playoffs, it's whatever team is hot. Just like last year, the Mets were hot, and they were a buzzsaw until they met the Dodgers. And then the Dodgers absolutely, last year were the best team in baseball.
Yeah, they won it. And you know what I like? Well, I don't like anything about the Mets, but if there's one thing to like about the Mets situation is you look at their record, they're 12-1 at home. That's impressive.
It's a recipe for success.
That's a recipe. You're 12-1 at home. That means people don't come into your stadium, Leedsy, and take advantage of you. They put the hammer down.
What's the Phillies' home record?
The Phillies' home record is 9-4.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah, I know, but it's not. But 12-1 is impressive.
Yeah.
I hate to say that.
My daughter and I went to a game a couple weeks ago, and it wasn't such an exciting game. But just like Schweim, spending the day with your daughter, and the Mets could have lost. And I just had a great day with my 29-year-old kid.
I got to tell you, Eliza Grace will be 10 in June. And she loves going to sporting events with me, which I really like.
Yep,
that's cool.
Sam. So does my daughter.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Matt, we give you your 5 minutes of 15 minutes of fame, but we cut it short. But nothing can make us more upset than talking baseball with Mr. Met.
Well, you need to go see your cardiologist, like Tommy said.
All right, Jeff. I'll see you at the parking lot. All right.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye.
See you. Hey, Playland put the big the ship, the pirate ship up there. I should have asked them about that.
Ooh.
Yeah, they put that up.
Love the pirate
up.
ship.
They put it up. It's finally up, man. Playland. The arcade's open and ready to go.
Yes, sir.
Did you hear about Lucy, by the way?
Lucy the elephant?
Yeah.
What about Lucy?
Apparently, they I got to look deeper into it. I saw something on the news saying that they were going to, I believe, I don't want to spread misinformation, but
don't.
tearing it down.
No.
There was a $500,000 federal grant that was rescinded that would have gone towards a restoration project for Lucy the elephant, and it's no longer. So I'm not sure exactly what they're doing with it, but it's not going to be restored like they originally planned.
I'm sure they'll exhaust.
It's a
all
landmark,
options.
man. They can't get rid of that.
They'll find a way.
Yeah, we talk about Circle Liquor being a landmark every week,
Yeah,
but
right.
Lucy the elephant
It's a
is another one of those landmarks here in South Jersey.
Pro Women's Sports and Fan Treasures now on the Ocean City Boardwalk. So if you need you need gear and you want to look official, go to Pro Women's Sports and Fan Treasures. Ask for Johnny D. Maria. He'll take care of you and tell him the locker room sent you. Go down and say, I heard about you guys in the locker room. It's a great store. You got to go see it. By the way, I think Cam Jurgens and Brett Selleck were in Ocean City yesterday and today.
Oh, really?
Right? They were signing autographs at the Music Pier.
Yeah, I saw he was. Cam Jurgens was also. I'm not sure if Brent was, but Cam
He's
Jurgens
today.
also.
I think Selleck's today.
Okay, Cam Jurgens also Ocean Casino. Kind of celebrating that new contract a little bit, and then somebody was able to actually break the news to him that one of his, I believe, former teammates from Nebraska got drafted by the Eagles.
Yeah,
you could see him taking it. Yeah, what's his
Ty
name?
Robinson, I believe.
Yeah. Either that or Johnson, I'm not sure.
I'll look it up.
But anyways, he gets the news live, and you can see his live reaction. He goes, "Oh no way, let's go!" I'm gonna text him right now. So that was pretty cool to see. One of his former
Ty
teammates.
Robinson, D tackle.
Okay.
Nebraska,
Yeah.
the Cornhusker.
He's an athletic freak. From
Yeah,
what
he's
I've
a big
seen.
guy.
Is he the 6'7" guy?
No, that's the
the
Minton
offensive
or Hinton?
lineman.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Miles
no, I'm sure-
Hinton. Miles Hinton from Michigan.
6'7", like 330. Yeah.
Yeah, he's a project, but
Well, look what he did.
He's got
with
a lot of
Jordan- look what
projects
he did
this
Jordan
year.
Mailata.
yeah, I mean,
and Mekhi Becton.
Mekhi Becton.
Yeah, now he's got to try and do that with Kenyon Green this year.
I think we're gonna miss him.
Mekhi?
Yeah.
I honestly don't think so.
You know what? We watched Baldy's breakdowns. How many times did he illustrate that? Not only did he block the guys, he pancaked them.
Are they going to play him a guard over in Los Angeles with the Chargers?
Ooh, I'll check if there's any information regarding
because they
that,
slide him back to
obviously-
tackle, it might not go great. To be honest with you, I mean, when you get put in a system in offense like Stoutland and obviously Kellen Moore's offense last year, now it's going to be Patullo. Greater chance of succeeding, especially if you're a big tackle and moving to guard. But I wonder where they're going to use him.
All right, next week, the Down and Derby Wine Festival, Down and Derby Wine Festival in Camden County, Cooper River Park. For the Kentucky Derby, the locker room crew. Now I won't be there because I'll be in Orlando with my daughter. This is the first time that the Schweiner is going to actually miss the whole weekend, but it's in good hands with Josh Henning from Game Night. You'll be in the studio, Danny, and Nick Earnshaw will be out there. We'll have Fastlane handicapper himself, Jeffrey Nash, FastlaneHandicapper.com, and of course we'll talk with Tony Black, who's a Hall of Fame jockey from the area. His son goes to Haddon Township High School.
That's awesome.
Isn't that cool? And he was in a couple derbies. You'll have him on the program, and it'll be a lot of fun. Go to visit SouthJersey.com. Let's with the website. Visit South Jersey at spark-creative.net.
There you go.
All right, but I think
it's
if
gonna be
you
a
just
fun
put
weekend.
Visit
fun
South
event.
Jersey, it'll come right up. Down at Derby Festival. It's wine tasting. They got all kind of vendors out there. It's a really good time.
Hopefully there's nice weather. I'm going to look at it right now.
By the way, do you know you used to see, like, I live like a block away from there, and you used to see all the rowers.
I know.
By the way, the Cooper River, I heard, is one of the longest straightaways in the country.
That's insane. I mean, it takes a lot of talent and strength to be able to do what rowers do, man.
They got
I
the
give them a ton
boathouse
of
row
credit.
down there.
And to be in sync like that, especially with team rowing. I mean, single rowing is even. I'm not sure actually what's
I
more
like
impressive.
watching it at the Olympics.
I think it takes more strength to do single rowing, but to do team rowing and be in sync like that, like if you mess up once, you're going to take a severe dip back in that race. So Very impressive.
By the way, Becton, it looks like he will be playing guard because the Chargers, they have Joe All and Rashawn Slater as their two tackles.
Yeah,
so
it wouldn't
he's
be
staying
smart
at the guard position.
Wouldn't be smart to move him back to tackle.
I
Didn't
agree.
have success there.
For over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Why are you laughing?
Not just seamless transition
Yes.
there. Didn't waste any time.
It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. Go down there and say hello to Jason, Will, JM, Chet. They do a great job, and they got a great selection. Check them out. I want to tell you about McCann Appraisers. For all your real estate appraisal needs, call John A. McCann and Associates, 609-263-7422. Ask for Norma, whether for commercial or residential properties, for estate, tax, financial planning, divorce financing, and more. The professionals at John A. McCann and Associates are licensed and ready to assist you. Give them a call anytime, 609-263-7422. All right, when we return, we'll continue with more here in the locker room with Billy Schwein and my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, and the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Coming up on the next edition of the Sports Bash with Mike Gill.
Hey, it's Mike Gill. Coming up on Monday's show, we'll recap all of the Eagles' picks in the NFL draft, plus the Phillies weekend out in Chicago. We'll take a look at all of the stuff, Mike McGarry, football at 4, all that and more. It's all on a big Monday edition of the Sports Bash.
The Sports Bash, weekdays from 2 to 6 p.m. on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
Ocean City's real estate market is red hot, and you need an agent that has the knowledge and expertise to help. Contact Ocean City's top agent, Mark Grimes. Mark has been selling real estate for 30 years in South Jersey. He can answer all your real estate questions and find you the perfect property. He's available anytime on his cell at 609-425-2042. When Philadelphia star athletes are looking for a house at the beach, they contact Mark Grimes, specializing in buying and selling vacation homes, single-family homes, condominiums, and duplexes, residential and commercial, as well as new construction projects or investment opportunities. Mark Grimes, he's your agent at the beach. Give him a call right now, 609-425-2042, or check out his website at grimes.com.
Tax season at Tom's River Volkswagen means we're paying the sales tax. Yeah, we've got over 1,000 vehicles on sale, and we're paying the sales tax. Tell that nasty old tax man to go straight to Tom's River Volkswagen or Tom'sRiverVW.com, because we're paying the sales tax.
Hi, this is former Kansas City Chiefs wide receiver David Klemick. Are you looking for the ultimate spot to go catch the big game? Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township is your home for great food, cold drinks, and non-stop sports action. Whether it's an NFL, MLB, NBA, or NHL game, they've got all the action on their big screen TVs, plus one in every booth. Sink your teeth into their famous wings, juicy burgers, thin crust pizza, and signature stromboli. Thirsty? They've got ice cold beers on tap and handcrafted cocktails that keep you refreshed. So bring your crew, grab a seat, and feel the energy at Bulldog Sports Bar and Grill in Galloway Township. It's where sports fans go to win. Tell them Dave Klemick sent you.
Hi, this is Billy Schwein from the Locker Room. Pro Image Sports is proud to announce the opening of their brand new Ocean City Boardwalk store, located between 8th and 9th Street. They carry a huge selection of men's, women's, and kids' jerseys, clothing, headwear, and novelties for brands like Nike, New Era, Mitchell & Ness, and 47 brand. If you're looking for Phillies, Eagles, Flyers, or Sixers gear, or your favorite national team, Pro Image Sports has it all. For more information, stop by today or follow them online at fantreasures.com or on Instagram at ProImageOC. Tell them the Locker Room sent you.
Greetings, Boomtown. Ever since this neighborhood switched to Xfinity Internet,
the Wi-Fi is booming!
Xfinity combines the power of internet and mobile with one all-in plan.
So we've all got lightning-fast, secure Wi-Fi speeds at home and on the go with Wi-Fi Power Boost from Xfinity Mobile.
You get the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best in-class equipment and unlimited data included. Plus, add an unlimited mobile line.
All for only $40 a month for 1 year. To celebrate this combo, we're mashing our shows together.
It's everything you need all in one plan. Plus, learn how to get a free 5G phone with a premium unlimited line. Now, sit back and relax with the smooth, relaxing sound
of face-melting acid metal!
Brilliant.
Visit Xfinity.com to learn more. Ends June 23rd with paperless billing and autopay to stored bank account. Restrictions apply. Xfinity Internet gateway required. Texas fees extra after 1 year rate increases to $110 a month. After 2 years, regular rates apply. Actual Wi-Fi speeds vary. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed broadband experience report August 2024.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schwein, my Locker Room Youth Move, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And, of course, guys, a lot's been made about Shador. My
God.
It was the confidence of which you said at that time. You're
Seriously. After we went to break, he goes, let's talk about Shakur. We said, it's Shador. Then he comes on,
Shakur, making sure I'm getting it right.
You and names, man.
Boy, I'll tell you what, man, a lot's been made of it. I just think that we talked about this yesterday, Danny, and we'll get your take on this, Leedsy. But, you know, when you expose your offensive line, he was getting sacked a lot, and he rips his offensive line.
And it's fine to be frustrated about it, but you don't wear it.
But yeah, I think teams are very skeptical about getting that type of leader if he's going to start when things are going to start going bad. Then he's going to start ripping everybody.
Yeah, and you think about it, he's never been not coached by his dad. And, I mean, when you have a guy like that who even at the college level, his dad is his coach and just, you know, whether there's preferential treatment or not, you got to think there is. I mean, for me, the whole Shador Sanders situation is I felt the whole time he was like a round 2-3 level talent. I didn't think he was like, you know, some top 5 pick.
Mel Kiper had him going number 1.
Yeah,
Mel Kiper's a clown.
By the way,
I don't like Shador Sanders, but after yesterday, I dislike Mel Kiper much more than Shador Sanders. I mean, that guy. Give me a break. He's hammering this home that Shador, it's a travesty, he hasn't been drafted. Well, clearly it's not. The NFL is sending a message. Clearly he acted like his crap doesn't stink in these pre-draft interviews, coming in with an entourage apparently, cracking jokes.
Coming in unprepared.
Yeah, and a lot of these are rumors, so I'm not going to put too much weight into it, but I saw some reports saying that he comes in with an entourage, comes in smelling reeks of cologne, so much so they thought he was going to faint with how much cologne he was wearing. They asked him where he was going to be in 5 years. He said,
all the bling.
Yeah, he asked him where he's going to be in 5 years. He said mayor of the city, and then clapped and laughed with his aunt. Like, it's just, if that's true, and I honestly wouldn't put it past him with how cocky he can be and kind of how he carries himself, that's why he fell. He's not mature. He's been coached by his dad his entire life. His dad's threatening not only for him but for Travis Hunter if they went to a team he didn't like, that he was going to pull an Eli Manning. Like, oh, maybe those are the red flags, and not the fact that
people don't take a chance on that stuff.
Yeah, maybe like Andrew said, he's a second, third round talent, and when you do stuff like that, you're going to fall to the fifth.
See, Leedsy, I just think that I don't think there's anything underlying here other than the fact that teams want to win, and if they feel like this guy gives them the best opportunity to win, they're going to get him no matter what.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why Cam Ward went number 1 overall to the Titans.
How many? You could talk about that, I guess. How many draft picks? The first 10 picks were black guys, right? I mean, it wasn't like it's racism or anything. Would you say?
I don't buy much into that theory whatsoever.
Yeah,
it's
I mean, I think there's a situation where that could exist. I don't think that's 100%. Shador.
I don't think it's the case in this particular case. A lot of people do, though.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always going to be a conversation that exists, regardless of how valid it is.
I just think that the people want to win so bad. They'll put a Martian on the team if he's going to help you win.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah, and there's some messed up people in the world that will be prejudiced to that type of thing and draft based on that, and those people deserve to rot in hell. But at the same time, it's like if you want to win, you're going to take the best player available to help you win. And I'll be honest with you. People probably evaluated Shador as a backup quarterback that's going to need to learn behind a veteran for a few years, and they realized that personality might not fly well, I mentioned it yesterday, as a backup quarterback. We talked about it with Dave. You don't see the 64 most talented quarterbacks in the NFL. You see guys that are willing to take certain roles, certain positions. Right. I mean, look at Chase Daniel. He made millions upon millions of dollars being a backup and just nurturing younger quarterbacks, and that could even mean you're a younger quarterback that's starting, So I just don't.
Look at Dan
I think it was
Marino
too much drama.
Or Tom Brady. These guys dropped in the 6th round, right, or whatever.
Well, Dan Marino, I think he was still a first-round pick.
But he was
he was like the 6th quarterback taken in that draft.
Well, he was like the 31st pick in the first round, right?
Yeah, Tom Brady.
And he was the last
6th.
quarterback to go, I believe.
And sometimes you get that chip on your shoulder. You want to prove yourself. I don't know if Shador Sanders has that mindset. He seems like the type of guy, from what he's shown before, that he's going to see that as like an insult more than like a thing to motivate him, and that's what concerns me with him moving forward. And I mean, the Browns, it really did feel like it was an ownership decision for them to draft him. Because I don't know if you guys saw when they drafted all their picks during day 1 and day 2, and they drafted the other quarterback, Dylan Gabriel from Oregon.
Right.
The entire draft room, they cut to them. They were clapping, they were cheering, they were pumped up. When they cut to the front, that room when they drafted Shador, they were clapping, but nobody had a smile on their face.
Yeah,
they did not
he's
look
going
like
to Cleveland, purgatory.
The GM literally had a look on his face like his dog had just passed away or something.
Really?
It
it looked like the ownership made a call. Like, hey,
What did he go? 142 overall.
144.
144 overall.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, listen.
So now you know what he does? You just got to put your helmet on and prove
Right.
people wrong.
He's a talented player, but also too another thing that factors into it. He didn't play the toughest of competition at Colorado. He plays anyone in the SEC, he gets smoked, especially with that offensive line. And then you're going on Twitch streams and interviews, and you're saying, I think he was talking about Dylan Raiola, the Nebraska quarterback, saying, "Well, look at his O-line." It's like you can't throw your guys under the bus. They're going, even if they're not succeeding, they're going to war for you every single week, and you can't just throw him out to dry like that.
Yeah, there was a clip of him with Cam Ward when they were practicing together and they were kind of jawing back and forth.
Yeah.
And he straight up said, you have a running game and an offensive line. I don't have that. You can't go out and say that thing. You can think it. You can
sour
feel
grapes,
it.
right? Sour grapes.
Yeah.
And by the way, not that I care about Cleveland, but they got through. What are they going to do with it?
They've got 5 quarterbacks.
They've got 5 roster QBs, really 4, because Deshaun Watson's never going to play a snap in that uniform again. They're probably going to buy him out. But 4 quarterbacks still with Flacco, Gabriel, Pickett, and Shador Sanders. I'm interested to see who they end up cutting because you drafted Gabriel in the 3rd. You're not going to cut him. That's too high of a pick to cut. Shador, if he doesn't perform well, I think it's a real possibility you cut your losses on a 5th-round pick. Another team will obviously pick him up. Other than that, maybe Flacco, you say, hey, we want to keep you around for your veteran leadership. You want to be a QB coach, kind of like what Josh McCown did with the Texans and the Eagles a few years ago. But yeah, it's interesting. They went from having no quarterbacks whatsoever after losing Winston and stuff to now having a surplus.
By the way, we're broadcasting live on the X platform and my YouTube channel. Go to lockerroombillyschwein.com, scroll down, click on the YouTube channel. You can watch us there. Also, if you miss an episode, you want to catch some of the interactions here in the studio, you can upload the podcast. I have 8 podcast locations: Spotify. What else? What other Spotify?
Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts. I'm on a bunch of them.
Yeah, there's a bunch. I'm not sure of the names either. I just use Spotify for everything.
Chances are you have a podcasting platform. You look up Locker Room with Billy Schwein, you'll find the full show.
All right, now Leeds, my brother said something. I think I'm going to do this. Start 10 years on May 10th. I think we're going to have to change up my song, my intro. We have
Has
to
it been
get
the same for all 10 years?
Yeah, I want to keep Vince Papale because it's funny.
Yeah.
He goes, I can smell it already, Billy.
Yeah.
It was a great thing.
Yeah, that's iconic.
We could keep Craig Berube because he's the Toronto Maple Leafs. He's relevant. We can eliminate maybe Croce and Big Mac, Bob McElwee, and Von Hayes, right?
I think we could update it. I mean, obviously,
Joe Namath in there, Jimmy Johnson, maybe Michael Ruzioni. We've had some big guests over the 10 years.
Yeah, we'll have to look through the archives. And
all right, I'm gonna give you an assignment, Leeds.
Okay.
Gotta give him a raise for this.
Yeah, well, I'll pay him for so.
The resident IT guy.
Yeah, you're my resident IT guy. All right, so. For over, this, Danny, for over 83 years, a Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer wine.
There's a transition.
A little bit smoother that time. Hey, incorporate into the conversation. No, actually, I did know that. Tell me more, Billy.
So for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. Did you know, Andrew, it's only a stone's throw away from Ocean City? It's a landmark?
Yeah, I was going to say, it sounds like a landmark to me.
With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker with Billy Schwein. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game. Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. They deliver. Could enter, say hello to Jason, JM, Will. They have a great staff down there, and they got great selection. I want to tell you about La Scala's Beach House. Pretty soon, guys, that back beach bar is going to be open up, Danny.
Whew.
We're gonna have to go out there.
Oh yeah. I was there once, and it was in the winter. I didn't get the full, I didn't get the full experience.
But you go down there, they got great ambiance. You get, while you're inside, especially in the off season, you look at the Atlantic Ocean.
I've only ever been there in the fall. I can't even imagine how beautiful it is in the summer.
Right, in the summer they got that back deck. It opened 2 summers ago now to rave reviews. It's your home away from home for a large selection of Italian, American, and seafood favorites. just like your grandmom used to make. Plus, you'll love their famous pizza, their daily specials. Eat in or take out at La Scala's. They're open Thursday through Monday, 1400 Ocean Avenue in Brigantine. That's LaScalasBeachHouse.com. Let's eat. When we return, we'll get our high school athletes in the spotlight with Fran Mclaughlin, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim and my Locker Room Youth Movement. Producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds, right here on 97.3 ESPN.
Train presents The Unstoppables. Those captains of comfort, those gargantuans of the guarantee, those satisfaction savants who persevere perilously beyond probability as the raconteurs of reliability. Here's to Train's heralded heroes of heating and air conditioning, those comfort kings with a tireless tenacity for total turnaround. The Train Comfort Specialists. Just one more reason why it's hard to stop a train.
Hi, this is Joe Lenigan, owner of Lenigan Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. Call us today for your free train system quote at 609-399-1200 or online at ocnjplumber.com. And please don't forget to ask for the military and senior discount.
Call and again and again. Call and again and again.
Hi there, this is the Negadelphian from the Locker Room, and I might be negative about our Philly sports teams, but one thing I'm positive about is Elisa's shoes. Are you looking for the perfect pair of shoes? Then step into Elisa's shoe store on Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey, where style meets comfort. From trendy sandals or everyday sneakers or an elegant heels for a night out, they've got it all. Their friendly team is there to help you find the perfect fit, no matter what the occasion. That's Elisa's Shoes at Asbury Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Go to elisashoes.com or call 609-391-8859. Tell them the boys from the Locker Room sent you.
Every year, hundreds of children suffer from unintentional injuries or death due to unsecured guns. Camden County and Moms Demand Action South Jersey are asking for your help to reduce gun violence by spreading the Be Smart message.
Store guns unloaded, locked, and separate from ammunition. And talk to other parents about secure gun storage.
It's up to us to prevent these tragedies and save lives. Visit CamdenCounty.com/BeSmart to learn how we can stop gun accidents and deaths together.
Spring into deals and save on seasonal projects at Lowe's. Right now, get 4 select 8-pack annuals for just $10. Plus, get a free 60-volt Toro battery when you purchase a select 60-volt Toro electric mower. Don't miss out on these fresh spring savings. Shop in-store or online today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 4/30 while supplies last. Actual plant size and selection varies by location. Excludes Alaska.
With GMF financing, qualified buyers excludes Traverse and Corvette excludes prior sales.
Why is Bennett Chevrolet the area's most popular dealer? It's simple. Bennett sells new Chevys at the true GM supplier employee prices, not a penny more. Plus, Bennett gives you all the rebates, saving you up to 20% on your new vehicle. And there's more. Bennett's got available 0% financing, saving you even more money. And there's never any hassles, no haggles, just the best prices you can find. Plus, if you're looking for pre-owned, Bennett's giving you a minimum $10,000 for any trade you can bring. Yes, a minimum 10 grand for any vehicle you can get here. And you guessed it, there's no hassles, no haggles, just a minimum 10 grand for any trade. Savings up to 20% on new vehicles. A minimum $10,000 for any trade towards any pre-owned in stock. And there's never any hassles, no haggles, and no negotiating needed with our non-commissioned sales team. They're paid on your satisfaction. Together, let's drive. Bennett Chevy, Egg Harbor Township, and BennettChevy.com.
You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my Locker Room Youth Movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. And, of course, they're down playing football, flag football down there, Leedsy, with what is it called? The Clemic Football Flag Football University.
Yeah, it looks like a hell of a time.
They got 100 kids down there.
Yeah, Nikki on the call.
Nikki's doing the play-by-play. Dave Clemmick's running it. So if your kid wants to play flag football, I suggest you hook up with Dave Clemmick and his flag football university.
It's pretty cool what he does over there.
Yeah,
And that on top of the performance method, I saw he was over at we talked about it yesterday, my alma mater, and
Yeah.
now my place of employment, Rowan University, with the Rowan football team. So that's pretty cool. He's doing some big things over there.
Yeah, I like that. All right. And speaking of amateur stuff, I like this segment because it expands. It shows what the high school kids are doing. Each and every week we get a player, high school players in the spotlight, sponsored by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports. Brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Let's go to the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline and welcome into the locker room our good buddy, Fran Mclaughlin. Good morning, Fran.
Morning, guys. We're going to get you on that flag football bandwagon soon enough, Billy. I've been telling you about it.
Hey, listen, man. I want to thank you so much. We just told Andrew Leeds because he wasn't. Danny was here yesterday. He got the benefit of it. Leeds, he wasn't. Yesterday was National Pretzel Day, and you brought us Philly pretzel breakfast sandwiches. They were phenomenal. Like we had the pork roll, the sausage, and the bacon.
Very good. Hit the spot.
Sausage. That was. Thank you so much, Fran.
Yeah, your listeners. I break out some special items that we are not on the menu every Friday. Your listeners have to kind of keep in touch. Look at our store Facebook page for what we're coming out with.
Hey, you know what, Fran? You know what you should do? You should make a pretzel LR locker room.
We can do that. We can. Our guys up in Langland could probably actually do it with your faces. You have to look this stuff.
You got to add the Sal Palantonio glasses too if you do the face.
Yeah, absolutely. You can see, they do an Allen Iverson. It's unreal. It's nuts what they do. I can do the LR. I'm good with the letters. I don't know about.
I don't need my face on a pretzel. That's for sure. My face looks like a pretzel. I got Duck Dynasty in here, and I got Danny. These guys are all bearded up.
I'm starting to look like Duck Dynasty myself, rocking the stash.
He's rocking a stash.
Got the mini mullet.
But the difference between Andrew Leeds' beard and Danny's beard, he's got a football beard. He's got 11 whiskers on each side of his face.
Well, I keep it trimmed. I like to rock the stubble and the stash. Not
does it grow in well if you let it grow in, or is it a little?
If I give it like a month, it'll grow in thick, but it's still it's patchy.
Gotcha.
All right, Fran Mclaughlin.
I got the Mr. Clean work going, so I shaved it this morning around 3:30. But
yeah, but Fran, you don't want to put whiskers on your face. You're just too darn good looking to do that.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
All right, Fran, you had a busy week, man. You went to a lot of high school sporting events, didn't you?
Yeah, I worked all 7 days. I still got to a bunch of stuff. Got down to the Penn relays for a little bit on Friday. I used to coach cross-country track up in PA for almost 2 decades. Had a chance to go see a kid that I ran at Wood. He was one of the very few that broke 4 minutes in the mile as a high schooler. He's running for the University of Virginia now.
Wow.
He anchored the distance medley relay for them, and just came up a little short. The crowd was going crazy as he was running everybody down in the last lap. But he actually ran the second fastest mile ever by a collegian this winter. So he's got some. He didn't start running until his sophomore year in high school. He's got some. He's going to be going places. So yeah, it was nice to see them. Ocean City's girls distance medley relay. Able to qualify into that elite status. So that's always a great meet if you've never been up there. The atmosphere is.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I've never been up there for that.
Got to go there. It's just all the people, the Jamaican teams are up there, and they're in prime season because they've actually finished their school years at that point. So they're peaking and they're running these fantastic times. And you have local teams like Winslow chasing them down, and it's just nuts. The atmosphere. It's a party down there.
And then, of course, there was a lot of baseball action, too, you saw, right?
Yeah. I was able to get to a bunch of the games at Down Beach Coaches versus Cancer. A great tournament. I think they had 32 teams this year. So I shot out to parts of 3 different games yesterday. Got to see Mainland. They lost 6-3 to Bishop Eustace. I get out of my car and park like a block away, and all I hear is this pop. And I'm getting closer, and the pop's getting louder. This kid from Eustace, he throws like low to mid 90s to Georgetown. It was like the second coming of Nuke LaLoosh, though. he was a little wild yesterday. He walked the batter in each inning. He hit 4 guys, 4 mainland kids, getting drilled by kids throwing mid-90s. He even hit the quarterback, Franchini, in the shoulder. Good thing he bats and throws right, and it's not his throwing shoulder. But the kid was impressive, though. Yeah, he had 12 strikeouts. He just he did hit 3 straight kids in the second inning, though. But that was great to watch. I mean, you don't get to see a
you know who came from Bishop Eustis, right off my head, top of my head, Zach Allen from Arizona, pitcher from Arizona Diamondbacks.
Look at that, Tyler Phillips too.
Tyler Phillips,
had that little run with the Phillies for 3 straight starts before he started getting racked a little bit.
Devin Smeltzer as well.
Yeah, Devin. Yep. Yeah, it was some Bishop Eustis, a good program.
They got a really good program, and then I stayed around for after the rain. The game last night. Gloucester Catholic, which is ranked number 1 in the state, against St. Augustine. Pretty good game. Gloucester ends up riding a grand slam and runs away with it. But they're the 2 non-public champions from last year, and they're both ranked in NJ.com's top 5. So yeah, it was a lot of stuff going on. Great week for me to get out, and the weather's good. So I love it.
All right, now it's time for your high school players in the spotlight.
In the spotlight this week, we'll start with the boys. Athlete in the spotlight is John Howard, senior from Pleasantville Volleyball. After a 1-3 start this year, the Greyhounds have found their stride recently, stringing together 4 straight wins. And it's been Howard, their senior leader, setting the pace. During a recent winning streak, Howard paced Pleasantville, registering double-digit kills in all 4 victories. During a 2-1 win over Hamilton on April 9th, Howard posted a single-match career-best 21 kills and currently leads the Cape Atlantic League in that statistical category. Earlier this year, Howard actually committed to play at the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. He's the first D1 commitment in program history for Pleasantville, so great stuff out of Mr. Howard. And then on the girls' side, we go down to Middle Township. Carmen O'Hara, senior lacrosse player. The 10-1 Panthers are riding a 7-game winning streak, and they've actually moved within 1 game of Cedar Creek for the top spot in the Cape Atlantic League National. And they have the outstanding play of Howard to thank. The Avalon resident, she's a 4-year starter and team captain, has led a middle and goal scoring the past 2 seasons, and has been particularly hot of late, notching 14 goals in her last 2 games.
Wow.
Her 8 goals in a 15-8 win over Oakcrest on April 17th were a season high, and 1 shy of her single-game career high of 9. She also did against Oakcrest last year. Her latest tallies give her 48 goals on the season. That's 7th best in New Jersey right now. 149 for her great career. And she's closing in on her season high of 58 goals she set as a junior last year. And you know what? I'm so happy that we get to spotlight all these kids. But this one especially, because I was looking back and talking to her coach and whatnot. She had 58 goals last year. She didn't even make the coaches selection for the All-Cape Atlantic team. Not even honorable mention. Now, you talk about a tough paper route playing lacrosse in the Cape Atlantic last year. Yeah. So, but congratulations to Carmen and John. As always, they'll get a Philly Pretzel Factory gift card and free pretzel coupons for all their teammates and coaches.
Outstanding, Fran. We really appreciate you and love hearing this segment, High School Athletes in the Spotlight, brought to you by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Fran, as always, thank you, and we'll talk to you next Sunday.
All right, thanks, guys. Take care.
There he is, Fran Mclaughlin. Each week, he gives us the high school players in the spotlight, sponsored by the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township. Each week, Fran Mclaughlin, owner of the Philly Pretzel Factory of Egg Harbor Township, will highlight a male and female high school athlete for their outstanding achievement in high school sports. I want to thank Fran. He's on the Toms River Volkswagen Sports Hotline. Hey, for over 83 years, the Circle Liquor Store has offered the best selection of beer, wine, and spirits in South Jersey. It's a stone's throw away from Ocean City. It's a landmark. With a friendly staff, it's no wonder why Circle Liquors was named Best of Philly, Best of Atlantic City, with the most competitive prices around. The Circle Liquor Store is now a proud sponsor of the second hour of the Locker Room with Billy Schweim. Throwing a party, preparing for the big game? Let Chet and his staff make sure you have everything you need. Check out the website at circleliquors.com or give them a call at 609-927-2921. That's the Circle Liquor Store. All right. just about everybody in our area has heard about the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine that is run by ex-Philadelphia tight end Ken Dunnick. But were you aware of the private business network they call the Legacy Club? Every month they hold private events at upscale locations in Philadelphia and South Jersey that attract over 200 top business people. If you have an interest in attending one of these events and see it's a fit for your business, send an email to ken@jerseymanmagazine.com or give them a call at 856-912-4007 for more information. All right, when we return, we'll wrap it up. You're listening to The Locker with Billy Schweiman, my locker room youth movement. Producer Danny Ryan and the intern Andrew Leeds right here on 97.3 ESPN.
It's Phillies baseball on 97.3 ESPN.
Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN Radio. It's a showdown at Wrigley Field.
Fly ball well hit right field. It is gone. A solo shot for Harper.
Bryce Harper and the Philadelphia Phillies go head-to-head with Kyle Tucker and the Chicago Cubs.
And it is gone! Kyle Tucker.
Listen to Sunday Night Baseball on 97.3 ESPN. Coverage begins at 6 p.m.
Finding an electrician that is dependable, prompt, and experienced is important. Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Service is just that. Service in Atlantic and Cape May counties for 40 years, Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services specializes in both commercial and residential work and provides 24-hour emergency services. No job too big and no job too small. Call Tom Jackson & Sons Electrical Services. They do it all. Call for a free estimate, 609-399-1999.
Call Tom Jackson and Sons for electrical, they're number one.
Hi, this is ex-Philadelphia Eagles tight end Ken Dunnick, and I'm the current publisher of Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine, and I'm asking you to become a Camden County police officer and help make our city a better place to live. The Camden County Police Department is now hiring for sworn officers who are going to make a difference in our community. The first year's salary for the position is $51,000. So join the effort today to be part of something bigger than yourself. Visit CamdenCountyPD.org to apply online. That's CamdenCountyPD.org. Thank you.
Hey, Nick Earnshaw here. Is your driveway or parking lot cracked, faded, or just looking worn out? Give it new life with R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. For over 14 years, they've been protecting driveways and parking lots with top-quality seal coating that lasts. Their expert team uses premium materials to seal, protect, and enhance your asphalt curb appeal and add years of durability. Don't wait for costly repairs. Call R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating at 609-513-4375 for your free estimate. R.G. Lee & Sons Seal Coating. Seal today to last tomorrow.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from
we can be twinsies
to
how was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you. All of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be-in-the-room with real people kind of learner. So he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com. Babbel.com.
97.3 ESPN has teamed up with Seize the Deal for incredible weekly offers from some fantastic local restaurants. Here's this week's big deal.
Get a $50 gift card, good for use, at Provenza Restaurant and Event Center on Wellington Avenue in Ventnor for just $25.
This great deal is on sale now at SeizeTheDeal.com. Hurry, chances are this deal will sell quickly. For more info on this great deal, go to SeizeTheDeal.com.
SeizeTheDeal.com. You're listening to The Locker Room with Billy Schweim on 97.3 ESPN and the free mobile app.
All right, we're back broadcasting live at the Toms River Auto Group studio right here in Northfield. Billy Schweim, my locker room youth movement, producer Danny Ryan, the intern Andrew Leeds. Sunday, April 27th. I'm heading to Orlando, Florida next week, but you guys will be broadcasting live at the Down in Derby Festival at the Cooper River Park, Down in Derby Wine Festival. Of course, they'll be playing the Kentucky Derby, and I've actually been to the Kentucky Derby.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I've actually, it's a bucket list thing. You got to get there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know anything about horse racing,
Leeds,
but it is something that would be cool to see.
Leeds, I'm getting the impression. Have you ever had a suit on?
A couple times. Not.
Does he look like he'd be wearing a suit at all?
He looks like he'd pull it off.
Because you gotta look preppy when you go to the Derby.
Yeah,
if you're in Kentucky, you gotta
be wearing your
khaki.
finest.
Yeah, khaki pants.
I've only worn suits when I need to. I've never just worn a suit like on a.
That looks sharp.
Yeah.
Also, I've been to the Fiona 500 with IndyCar.
How was that?
Those cars go by you. Woo, woo! I mean, it's all you can't. Your head can't even. You gotta have your head on a swivel.
How fast are they going?
Like 140, I think it is.
God,
like
that's insane.
And there was a big accident when I was the Fiona 500 it's in California, and I think one of the racers he got killed. I think, but it's dangerous. That's a dangerous sport.
100%.
Yeah. That's a bucket. What's your bucket list, Leedsy?
Ooh, bucket list. That's tough.
I haven't been to the U.S. Open tennis or Wimbledon. I'd like to do that.
Yeah,
Masters?
that'd be cool. The Masters.
The Masters.
Even though I'm not a huge golf guy, just the Masters is
Yeah,
different.
I gotta be honest with you. I'm not I watching golf to me is tough.
Yeah, it was a really good Masters this past year. I'm not even a golf fan. I kind of knew what was going on and was following a little bit.
It's pulling for Rory
What's
to
your
get it done.
bucket list, Leeds?
I don't know. I mean, for me, it'd be like if the Phillies ever made it back to the World Series, I would.
You've never been to a World Series game?
Never been to a World Series game.
Oh, that's definitely.
I want to say the Super Bowl, but honestly, the Super Bowl, it's like the energy is always weird because it's like they've priced out a lot of the real fans.
Well, that's true too. But getting there is just like my very first Super Bowl was the Giants. It was in Pasadena. Giants against the Denver Broncos. And I was amazed. I was sitting at the Rose Bowl. It was beautiful. You see the San Gabriel Mountains in the background.
Yeah, well, it's also the whole experience, too. The
yeah.
week leading up to it, obviously, you've got, the media day and everything like that, Radio Row, like you were at this past year.
Yeah, but being just going as a fan, you see all the camera lights, flashlights going off when the sun sets and everything.
I definitely want to go if I would go regardless. Who am I kidding? As long as the tickets were cheap enough or I got a free ticket. But I would want to go if my team was in it 100%.
Well, I went to the one in Jacksonville. The Eagles lost to the Patriots. I was at that.
That's why it's like the Phillies World Series because I went to a wild card game 2 years ago when Stott hit the grand slam. And the energy for that whole game was like nothing I've ever felt before. I can't even imagine a World Series.
Isn't that
game.
great, man?
Yeah,
you can't capturing that passion like that through that energy. There's nothing like it,
especially in Philadelphia. As for my bucket list, though, I mean, obviously a World Series game would be awesome as a baseball nerd, and that was my first love, the first sport that I grew up to love. So, kind of tying that in, my one bucket list thing that I want to do before I die, I want to visit all 30 Major League ballparks, all 30 at some point.
Yeah. Funny you should say that because I worked for U.S. Airways for 24 years. I've been to every. Now this is before the Miami. The Panthers weren't in it. Tampa Bay wasn't in the league at that time. Neither was. I don't think Anaheim was in the league. So I've been to every NHL rink, with the exception of a few. Just couldn't make it. I never made it to Winnipeg, but who wants
Vegas?
to go
Have you been to
Vegas? Well, I've been to Vegas, but I haven't been to a hockey game there.
He hasn't been to Seattle because the Kraken and stuff.
Yeah. But all the old teams, the original, I guess, not the original, but
20,
the ones that were around when you were, with the.
And I got encased in glass, and you don't get tickets anymore. You can't save anything.
Right.
That stinks, doesn't it?
That's the one thing that bummers me because even when I was a kid, I used to love saving. I had a little photo album where I saved all my Phillies tickets.
You can't.
I still remember the one with Brad Lidge on it from the 2009 season. I mean, it's a shame. That's the one big downside.
That's memorabilia. It's like those tickets. That it's encased in glass. It's hanging in my man room. I love that.
Yeah, I mean, with the tickets, that's always been one huge thing from my dad. When he would take us to Phillies games, he'd save the tickets every single time because they were really cool designs. Especially if you went to a postseason game, you get I remember distinctly a few cool reflective designs of Cole Hamels. They add the shiny material to it and really make it feel special.
I've been to the Final Four in Indianapolis. I saw Duke play UNLV.
Okay,
I was at that game. I was at All-Star NHL All-Star game. I've been 3 of those. I've been to Major League Baseball All-Star game in Philadelphia when I was at the Vet.
I got to.
By the way, the All-Star game's in Philadelphia next year.
Yeah, so maybe that's something I could cross off.
Put that on your bucket list.
I got to be at the Eagles NFC. I was working, but I got to be at the Eagles NFC Championship win this past year. That was a big bucket list. You were in the stadium, though, right?
Yeah,
I was there. I got to get some confetti. Got to go on the field after. It was
did
great.
You really?
Yeah. After everybody was cleared out.
You to bring us confetti?
Fake.
I have some. I can
fugazi.
I can bring you
it's
some.
every man for himself out there.
Yeah, you're holding out.
Barely had a chance to get some from
I got a
You
big.
never told me you got confetti.
Yeah, I'll get you some confetti if
Come
that's
on,
what you
man.
want.
How
to
much
watch.
did you pick
This was
up?
during my sabbatical because of my superstition, and I didn't see you until after the parade.
Billy, how about this? I'll give you one too. So when they won the NFC Championship game against the Niners in 2022, were you working for the Eagles?
No,
then?
I started the next year.
Okay, so I was an usher. I was in the 200 section, and as they're prepping, they're blowing them out with all the injuries and stuff. As they're preparing for the celebration, they gave all the ushers confetti cannons. So I got to shoot confetti on the field. I'll tell you what, that was a euphoric feeling because as everyone's coming down the aisle from their seats, everyone's getting out of the stadium, there was not an upset person in the stadium that was a Philadelphia Eagles fan. Obviously, Niners fans weren't too happy. Everyone's bear hugging me, picking me up, high-fiving me. You would have thought you would have thought I knew all these people, and I'm loving it. I don't care. I'm hugging strangers. I'm like on the verge of tears. I'm shooting off confetti. Really great, really cool experience.
I've also been to, obviously, Stanley Cup. I've been to World Series. The only thing I haven't been to is an NBA championship game because Sixers never made it.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully
in '83 I was in college, or '83 I was working at Disney World.
Knock on wood. I mean, they'll get there one day, and maybe you could be in the nosebleeds with Nikki.
All right, what? So Leeds, let me ask you right now: who's the next team to win a championship in Philadelphia?
I think it's the Eagles again. I think the Eagles are going to get another one.
How about you, Danny?
I mean, I can't bet against the Eagles, especially with how the Phillies are looking. They have a lot of contracts up in the air. Do they extend JT? At this point, I hope not. It seems like he's washed. So, and the Sixers are a mess. I think.
What grade did you give the draft this year? You gave it a B, right?
Yeah,
B.
we're on the same page. I would go B or B minus. Just because I didn't think that, there's still some question marks. Like even Howie Roseman talked about Dallas, and he keeps beating around the bush. Dallas Goedert.
Right. Go Dart.
Go Dart. He keeps beating around the bush saying, Dallas Goedert's a tremendous player, been to 2 Super Bowls with him, but we're just not there right now yet. So
obviously they're the agent, they're far ways apart.
I don't think he's going to be on the team, to be honest with you, when training, or not training camp, but when the season starts. Hopefully not by training camp.
You know what? I'm going to give it a B+ as well.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think only 2 of the guys. I think Campbell and
Makuba,
the only 2 people that are making an immediate impact.
I can see Ty Robinson. Yeah, immediate impact.
Immediate
is the word.
impact.
Immediate impact. Yeah.
Remember, we still have all our Pro Bowl players on the team.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why I like, Jahad Campbell. I don't think we necessarily needed to target a linebacker in the first round, but when a guy of that talent falls to you, and this defense is so stacked as it is, I know we lost some important players.
Well, and also too, there's a consensus kind of right now, at least from a lot of reporters that cover the Eagles, that he's going to play a lot of edge. So I think he'll definitely get mixed in as an inside linebacker, but that was more of a versatile pick, a Swiss Army knife. So I like it
I'm going
to
try to get Vic Fangio. Remember, I had him on before.
Oh, he's a good interview.
Get him back.
Tell us how it is.
I'll try to get Vic Fangio.
That'd be awesome.
I'll call Ken Dunnick.
There you go.
That'd be great.
Oh, by the way, so I went to the Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine event on Wednesday. Phil Martelli was there.
Wow.
Oh, talked to Phil for a little bit.
There you
he
go.
just wrote a book. We're going to get him on a couple.
Rubbing shoulders with everyone.
Yeah, see
that
I'm hobnobbing, man. No, but you know what? I got to bring you guys to the Jersey Man one of these.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Where was it? The Chickies in South Philly?
Yeah.
Okay.
And these Jersey Man and Philly Man magazine events that he holds once a month at upscale locations in Philadelphia, South Jersey.
ingrained into your brain.
Yeah.
Guess what? There are a lot of cool people there. I mean, you like if you have a business and you want to network, this is perfect spot to do it.
100%.
Yeah.
See, I'm like,
it's a who's who.
Yeah, it's a who's who, and there, Ken always has a former player or coach, 1 or 2 there at most events, which is cool.
Yeah, it's always cool getting to see those guys in person and meet them, get to talk to them for a bit.
You know what the highlight of my life was? Skating with the Penguins. Pittsburgh Penguins. That was pretty cool. Highlighted my sport life,
Yeah.
Because as soon as they start hitting, I couldn't keep up with them.
I want to get through
Talk laid me out, man. He hit me hard.
Before we get out of here today, I do want to get to a few texts on the text board from our loyal listeners that chimed in. First, probably our most loyal listener, Jeff in Ocean City, chimes in and says, Nola won't win tonight. It's going to be about 55 at first pitch. I wouldn't be surprised if the real feel is lower. Right. And then he goes, did Danny sleep in his Hurts jersey? Damn right I did. No, you know what? When you get something like this for free, somebody's kind enough to buy it for you, you got to rep it any chance you get. And it fits me nice. It fits me like a glove. Obviously, Mr. Met, not going to read that. Anonymous texter chimes in and says, Mariners had 114 wins, didn't make the World Series, just got to get in the playoffs, relax, it's early. early and try to enjoy the journey. Also chimes in about Shedeur Sanders saying, dudes get drafted with off-the-field issues left and right. He's a good kid. Again, anonymous texture. Would love to credit you. And the last one I want to read out, Matt from Cape May, who won our Super Bowl hat yesterday.
Oh, buddy, yeah, I'll have to mail that to him.
He chimes in saying, my bucket list includes both the Winter and Summer Olympics at some point in his lifetime.
Ooh,
That would be
think
fun.
of that.
That'd be fun.
Yeah,
That'd be awesome.
Yo, what event would you like to see?
Ooh, like what sport in the Olympics?
I'm track and field. Like sprint, like that. Yeah, track and field.
With how intense basketball was this past summer,
you can't have basketball.
I mean, I don't know. That was insane. To see Steph Curry go off like that in person, I would have paid top dollar for that.
I think just the general gymnast stuff is pretty cool.
Gymnastics, okay.
Yeah, that as well.
All right, fellas, that's a wrap.
Yes, sir.
I made it. I didn't think I was going to make it today. I was kind of wounded.
Yeah, it's all right. You know, you gotta have some fun every now and again.
We
Let
did
loose.
have fun. Tara and Jimmy Scioli were down there. We had a great time. Joe Randazzo was down there. We just laughed. It was old school. Hey guys, thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
Of course.
Thanks to Tommy Greene. Thanks to Fran McLaughlin. Thanks for making the locker room part of your Sunday, because nothing could be finer than talking sports with the Schweiner. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll see you next week.
The preceding program was paid for by The Locker Room with Billy Schwein.
Are you a driven sales professional with 1 to 2 years